Coming up next, the Sport Report. We cover all of the news and the results from the night before in the sports world. Become an expert on sports in under 15 minutes. Today, Chandler with Sports covers the MLB games from yesterday.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler. Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler, and this is Tiger Beat Sports. And I'm Chandler, and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Welcome to a special edition of this all-crazy sports newscast.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report.
Chandler with Sports is how he wants to go. With is his middle name, Sports his last name.
I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports. With that in mind, here we go. Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Wednesday, September 11th, 2019. Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. Before we jump into the results from yesterday, let's catch up on the top story of the night. This is top of the order.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
It's showtime! It's party time!
This is top of the order.
Our top story comes from, I'm being told that our top story is being changed. My producer in my ear is telling me that Christian Yelich is out for the season. I'm sorry, what? Wow. That's a stunner. Christian Yelich has apparently fractured his kneecap after taking a pitch off of his kneecap. He'll be out for the season, as the Brew Crew are now a game out of the wild card after the conclusion of yesterday's MLB slate. The Brewers defeat the Marlins 4-3 in the game. Junior Guerra improves to 9-5 on the season with a 3.72 ERA for the Brew Crew. Drew Pomerantz gets his first save as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. But the big story here is Christian Yelich, the reigning NL MVP, is out for the season during his first at-bat. He took a pitch off of his knee. Our original top story, which occurred in San Diego, will be leading off the Around the MLB segment, which starts right now.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop. Ortiz in the deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Someday, the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
Cubs win! Cubs win! Holy cow!
Now for Major League Baseball.
The MLB lineup from yesterday includes 15 games.
San Diego Padres 9, Chicago Cubs 8. This one took 10 innings. It was the lone extra inning game of the night. Michel Baez is now 1-1 on the season for the Padres. Steve Cishek is 3-6 after the loss for the Cubbies. In the bottom half of the 10th, Cishek walked in Manuel Margot with the bases loaded, and the Padres literally walk it off in the bottom half of the 10th inning. They win by a single run. Another team that won by a single run, statistically speaking, the worst team in baseball defeats the best team in baseball. The Detroit Tigers have reached 100 losses on the season, but they get their 43rd win of the season last night against the New York Yankees. After falling behind 6-0 early, the Tigers come back and win on a walk-off hit in the bottom half of the 9th inning, 12-11. Jordy Mercer singled to center field to score Willie Castro and the winning Tigers run. LA Dodgers 7, Baltimore Orioles 3. Walker Buehler is now 13-3 on the season with a 3.14 ERA for the Dodgers, as the LA Dodgers are the first team into the postseason. They've clinched the NL West with 16 games remaining. Philadelphia Phillies 6, Atlanta Braves 5. Phillies player Scott Kingery had an inside-the-park home run when he hit it to deep center field, and Braves player Ronald Acuna Jr. dropped it. Well, it went into his glove first, and then it slid out of his glove. And by the time Acuna Jr. had thrown it into the infield, Kingery was already rounding third, and he slid into home to score the 5th run for the Phillies. That happened in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Blake Parker, no relation to Peter Parker, improves to 3-2 on the season for the Phillies. Max Fried falls to 16-5 for the Braves. New York Mets 3, Arizona Diamondbacks 2. Zach Wheeler improves to 11-7 on the season for the Mets. As New York is looking for that second wildcard position, they are just 3 games behind the Cubbies. Minnesota Twins 5, Washington Nationals nothing. Jose Berrios improves to 12-8 with a 3.63 ERA on the season for the Twins. Anibal Sanchez falls to 8-8 for the Nats, who only had 2 hits on the afternoon. We said earlier that the only extra inning game was between the Padres and the Cubbies. We were mistaken. This game took 11 innings. Tampa Bay Rays 5, Texas Rangers 3. Emilio Pagan improves to 4-2 on the season for the Rays. Tampa scored the 2 runs that they needed to win the game, thanks to a single from Kian Wong, which then resulted in a throwing error by pitcher Emmanuel Clase. Nate Lowe scored the 4th run for the Rays, then Guillermo Heredia singled to left field to score Willy Adames. That would be the 5th run for Tampa. Chicago White Sox 7, Kansas City Royals 3. Ivan Nova improves to 10-12 on the season for the White Sox. Jake Junis falls to 9-13 for the Royals. San Francisco Giants 5, Pittsburgh Pirates 4. Johnny Cueto returned for the Giants as he returns from Tommy John's surgery. He was on a 70-pitch limit for the game, but he did well in his 5 innings of work for the Giants, only allowing 1 hit and striking out 4. The Giants scored all 5 of their runs before the 5th inning came to an end. The Pirates scored all 4 of their runs in the top half of the 8th. Speaking of 8, Cleveland Indians 8, LA Angels nothing. Adam Plesac improves to 8-6 on the season for the Indians. The Angels only had 4 hits in the game. Plesac threw a complete game, only allowing 4 hits from the Angels, having 2 walks and striking out 5. Seattle Mariners 4, Cincinnati Reds 3. Kyle Seager hit his 22nd home run of the season in this game for the Mariners, who scored the tying and winning runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Colorado Rockies 2, St. Louis Cardinals 1. Chichi Gonzalez improves to 1-6 on the season for the Rockies. Michael Wacha falls to 6-7 for the Cardinals. Rockies third baseman Nolan Arenado sent one 482 feet onto the concourse at Coors Field. That 2-run home run put the Rockies on the board and eventually scored the winning run. It's Chichi Gonzalez's first big league win since 2015, by the way. Toronto Blue Jays 4, Boston Red Sox 3. Ken Giles gets his 19th save of the season for the Blue Jays. And in the final game of the night, Oakland Athletics 21, Houston Astros 7. Tanner Roark improves to 10-8 with a 4.01 ERA for the A's. Wade Miley falls to 13-5 with a 3.74 ERA for the Astros. The A's become the second team in Major League Baseball history to lose a game by 15 or more runs, then win the subsequent game by 14 or more runs, both against the same opponent. 2 nights ago, the A's were shut out when they fell 15-0. Last night, they win by 2 touchdowns. That's the Sport Report for Wednesday, September 11th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. In the words of Joe Buck, who is a commentator for Fox Sports,
We will see you tomorrow night.
So let it be written, so let it be done. See you next time on The Sport Report.
Do you want to contact Chandler with sports, have thoughts on sports, or questions about advertising on the Sport Report? Find us on Twitter or Instagram at Sport Report CWS for either social media site.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler with Sports is strictly prohibited.